All right, guys, so I'm not really, the thumbnail is maybe a little bit, no, I am talking about oil, so I guess I shouldn't say that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about oil for you guys. I had somebody, I can't remember who it was, I had somebody ask about oil. I did that video on, which I'll link up. I did that video on oil filters, which I'm actually gonna probably do another one at some point here. Just it's on the list. But like I said, I'll link it up in the description for you guys that want to watch it, that haven't watched it. It's actually not bad to watch it for you guys that are running, obviously running oil filters. You're all running oil filters. You got Cummins. Duh. But anyways, oil. Now, oil is a controversial subject in general. Now, whether you should run synthetic or conventional, whether what grade you should run, does it need this certification? Does it need that certification? For talking about 12 valve stuff, like something like this, a synthetic 540 diesel oil, AMS oil is a good oil. And don't get me wrong, now I'm not a big synthetic guy myself. I run conventional oil in almost everything. And the reason for that is I don't, sorry for the background noise, I got the parts washer going. I got a job that I have to have finished tonight, so I just figured I'd do this while I was waiting for it to wash. But the reason that I'm not a big synthetic fan is I change my oil a lot, and synthetic oil is expensive. Now, synthetic oil does protect longer than conventional oil, providing it's kept clean. The issue is that let's say you run this oil, these are just for instance numbers. Let's say you run this oil and the cheapest conventional oil you can buy, 5,000 miles. I'm gonna do miles because I know most of you guys are in the US that are watching. But 5,000 miles, 6,500 kilometers. No. Yeah. Ish. No. Anyways, 5,000 miles. The issue is not the oil. The issue is the oil filter. So at a certain point, the oil filter cannot collect any more garbage. And the oil filter now is not doing its job. Now also the oil has additive in it, whether it's synthetic, whether it's conventional. It has additives in it that break, which I don't know the name. I'll have to look up the name of this stuff, so when I do another video, I can talk more in depth about it. I've read about it and went to stuff about it, and I just can't remember the names for everything. I can't remember everything. I try to keep relative information in my head. Basically, it has an additive in it that knocks the dirt into super, super small pieces. So smaller than, let's say, the oil filter at 35 microns. The issue with that is now the system is just rotating that garbage around, even if it's going through the filter, not laying on bypass. It just goes through, and the system isn't designed to clean stuff that's smaller than 35 microns. Now we are talking about very small stuff. Being your oil clearances are, depending on the engine, let's say between 2 and 4 or 5,000, let's say. And 5,000 big for an oil clearance, but depending on the engine. And some of them are even lower, some are 1,500, but just for instance. 35 microns is small. The issue is it's like you have really small sandblasting media, it still does damage no matter how small it is. It doesn't do as much damage, but it still does damage. So the issue is in the oil. The issue is the oil filter not being able to take the stuff out, the dirt out. So I want you guys to take that into consideration. If you use AMS oil or any synthetic, doesn't have to be AMS oil, you still need to change at the very least. If you want to run extended oil changes, personally I would be running a bypass oil filter, which I do have for my 3/4 ton. I have one for the shorty. The race truck is going to have one on it. Just all of them are fresh, and I don't like putting it on a fresh engine because you're changing the oil so often anyway. I change the oil like in the first, let's say 10,000 miles, I change the oil like 6 or 7 times because I want to make sure all the garbage is out. I cut the filter, make sure there's not issues, that type of stuff. So I'm not worried about the oil at that point. But after that, I run bypass oil filters. So like saying, whether you're running conventional or synthetic, it's not the oil that is the problem. You get into huge horsepower rating, the film strength of this is better than a conventional oil. Most guys are not running that type of power to need the film strength of this oil. They think that, oh, I can run it 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles, 40,000 miles. Hey, you can, as long as you can keep it clean. The issue is you have to keep it clean. So if you're not cleaning it with a bypass filter, sub 1 micron, you're not keeping the system clean enough, in my opinion. Do whatever you want, I don't care. But you're not keeping the oil clean enough. And it is designed to do that, so it's one of those things. So for you guys that are doing it, by all means, do whatever you want. I just wanted to do a little bit of video about this. But another question is, I want to do a video on oil, but I'm going to have oil samples done of brand new engine oil so that we can compare what's in brand new engine oil. Obviously, we can't see all the additives, but we can see like the difference between this Shell Rotella, T4, T6, Dello. What do you guys run for oil? Let me know down in the comments so that I know, like I can use what I would run, but that might not be what you guys are running. So let me know in the comments. Do you guys run Walmart oil? Do you run oil from, well, we have Canadian Tire, but like the Tractor Supply store? You're running Shell Rotella, whatever brand, whatever flavor it is. Are you running AMSOIL? Are you running Royal Purple? Are you running Redline oil? Like, what are you running for oil? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna pick the top, let's say 5, because that'll cost me 20 bucks a sample, so it'll cost me $100 for testing, plus the oil obviously, but I can use the oil. Let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna pick the top 5, and I'm gonna do oil analysis on those top 5 oils that you guys use, so that we can go through and see what the difference is from, let's say, this to a Pennzoil maybe. This is just the jug. This is actually doesn't even have that in there. It has 1540 in it, but this is used for dabbing oil and stuff. Just a cheap jug. But let me know. Like, subscribe, hit me down in the comments. Comments do make a difference. Subscribe makes a difference, obviously, and likes make a big difference in the channel, how YouTube views it. So please do that for me. Catch you on the next one.